Poor parenting. Parents are told, don't pick up your baby, it'll spoil them. How did we get that ridiculous nonsense? What they have found with research in the last 10 years is not or pick not picking up your baby enough hurts them. They need 6 hours a day in a human being's arms. 6 hours for brain development. All right, so yeah, we're told to do it wrong. They need to learn to self-soothe. Let them cry it out. What? Yeah, your child's afraid they're going to die. Let them figure it out. Right. When they're under a year old, I don't think so. Okay, so symptoms of attachment disorder. Let's take a look at what these children come in presenting with. Number 1, superficially engaging and charming. These will be the cutest children you have ever seen in your life because they have a mask up. It's not the real child. It's a mask. It's a facade, okay? So you need to know that right up front. And that is the differential, the discerning factor between bipolar disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, autism, fetal alcohol, FASD. This one only shows up in reactive attachment disorder. Okay, so let's take a look at those. Let's say bipolar disorder. Okay, they have a chemical shift in the brain that they're just fine, and then boom, the chemical shift and they're in a different mood. All right, so they're going along, da 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 da, boom. Teacher, I'm mad at you. Neighbor man, I'm mad at you. Neighbor lady, I'm mad at you. Mom, I'm mad at you. They're mad at everybody consistently. Boom, mood change. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Their moods are too high. They're too mad for what happens, too sad, but it's across the board. They treat everybody the same according to what the mood is inside of them. That's bipolar, okay? There's medication for that, and newest research a month ago, keto diet, half of the people in the research had no symptoms at all after, I think it was 4 months on the keto diet. Okay, schizophrenia that's only treated with major medications, like major meds, and they're not 100%. More than 50%, 0 symptoms on the keto diet. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so oppositional defiant disorder is also the same. Their brain gets stuck. I'm stuck, okay? I'm not going to do it your way. I'm not going to do it your way. I'm not going to do it your way. I'm not going to, their brain is stuck. They aren't different from one person to another. Autism, they have a clear plastic wall, so to speak, between them and other people. So they don't understand facial expressions. When I go, oh, Miss Heather, I really like your shoes, then Miss Heather says, oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my shoes. So my behavior, my facial expression changed her facial expression. I like that, so I'm going to do this. They don't see facial expressions or body language because they have autism. They're in their own bubble, so they don't know how to be cute. They are not cute and charming when they have autism. They're wooden, like a puppet. Okay, they don't have all of those expressions. Which other one did I say we're going to? Oh, post-traumatic stress disorder. They're triggered and they shut down. There's some dissociation with that. I don't know if any of you have ever had PTSD, but first husband, I got married when I was 18, the day after my 18th birthday, because I knew everything. I was so smart. I knew everything. My dad said, I don't like him. I thought, well, you're wrong. You just didn't. And he was a drug dealer. I was a hippie, but I never even smoked a joint, okay? I got drunk a number of times in college, and I figured out that was really stupid, so I quit. But I don't do drugs. He's a drug dealer. I mean, the cocaine and heroin would come in the U.S. mail from Vietnam for him to use and sell. I'm like, okay. Anyway, he was also an extremely violent man. Treated me like royalty till our wedding night, and he beat me bloody, for 2.5 years before I finally had nothing left. Anyway, why am I telling you that? PTSD. So there's a couple things that trigger me, and most of the time I don't get triggered anymore, but I was at a camp in Florida, and we had a huge teenage boy. I mean, he was 14, but he was like probably 300 pounds, huge. And he was in the dining hall picking up the metal chairs, and it was a concrete floor, so the sound with the concrete floor and metal chairs is very loud. He's picking up these metal chairs and throwing them against the wall all the way across the room, just raging, throwing stuff. So he's not hurting anybody, and we'll fix the damages. We just let him roll. But then he turned on his mom, and he was gonna bash her. Well, not on my watch. So I stepped between him and his mom, and his fist was coming at his mom, and as that fist came at me, triggered me, and I went blank. I wasn't even there. I don't remember if he hit me or didn't, and I don't care, as long as he didn't hit his mother. But I was like, I can't go blank at that moment. I have to be present and take care of the situation, And it was like, flashback. So when you have PTSD, there's different things that trigger, and then you get defensive, and you get, whatever, or you go blank because you're back in Vietnam War or whatever your situation, creepy husband is or whatever. So they also don't act different from one to another. Ours schmooze up the checker in the grocery store and anybody, so they don't hurt them. If you're my best friend, you're not going to hurt me, so I'm going to make sure you're my best friend. So we are strangers. They don't know if we're going to beat them or, whatever, do terrible things. So they're going to be like, oh, Mr. David, I really like your hair. I really like your watch. Oh, Miss Lisa, your hair's so pretty. They do stuff, so we won't hurt them. But they're also so brilliant, they know exactly how to maneuver. I did a number of guest speaking at the prison over in Rifle, and I say it's a parenting class. You've been away from your children, your wife's having to do the work, and when you get back, your children might have some struggles, so I want to tell you about attachment disorder. So I go through this pile of symptoms, and then when I get done with the class, a couple of them will come up and say, I think I might have this. I'm like, oh, you think you might? Oh, of course you do. I didn't say that, but yeah. But I had this one, he's got a little note. He's got a little note in his hand. Can you get this? I know I can trust you. I can see you really care about it. Can you get this note out for me? I'm not helping him with a drug deal or whatever, jail escape kind of. But do I look like a sucker? No, I look like somebody who will help. I had this other kid in a treatment facility, and he came up to me and says, I can see you really care about children. I know I can trust you. I talked to a group for a couple of hours, and you can trust me. Schmoozing me over. What's my target? I love kids. I want them to feel safe. So he knew exactly where to hit me to try to con me into doing whatever the heck it was. I was like, Anyway, so reactive attachment disorder, mom is the target. And it doesn't matter if it's birth mom who did it or mom number 9, they're all bad. They judged moms when they were babies. Okay, so they're like, Mom, I hate you. You're the worst mother in the whole world. I'm not going to do anything you say. I hate your guts. Oh, neighbor lady. Oh, hello, Mrs. Smith. You're my favorite neighbor lady. I just love your earrings. Can I come over to your house and play? Turn it off, turn it on. Neighbor lady leaves, they're right back at, I hate you. Mask comes down. So mom sees the real child. If we see anything here at camp, it'll be 1/10 of what mom gets. 1/10. And we want the kids to trust us. We want them to heal. You know what they'll do? I have a secret. Miss Cheyenne, could I tell you my secrets? Miss Lisa, could I tell you my secrets? We're like, oh, he's going to heal. He's ready to open his heart and clean out. Yes! Who should he be telling his secrets to? Mom. Absolutely. And what if that secret, we now have to call social services and report?
That's right.
Okay? Okay, so they don't tell secrets to us. We say, I am so glad you're ready. I'll have somebody get your mom. We'll help. Okay, or whatever. But they schmooze us over. So superficial, engaging, and charming, they are. I asked the therapist one time, why are these children so much cuter than normal, healthy children? She says, you line up a bunch of normal, healthy children, you line up a bunch of children with RAD, you can guarantee those children with RAD will be much cuter. I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? She said, well, they kill the ugly ones. Oh, okay. Got it. It's survival. If I'm cute, you won't hit me. If I'm cute, you won't kill me. Okay, so anyway, they're superficially engaging and charming, and it's fake. Lack of eye contact, they will not look at somebody who loves them. They make fabulous eye contact with when they're lying, conning, manipulating, okay, fabulous. But otherwise, they're not looking at you. So we insist on it. When you ask a child a question, if they're not looking at you, you send them back to do another brain shifter. And I say it once. How many times do we say it?
One time.
Right. Have their parents told them 50,000 times already?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we just do once and that's it. Now we had a little boy, what was his name? Aiden. Oh my gosh. He was the most distracted child I can ever remember working with. And he was like, and I was doing this, Aiden, Avery, that's right. Avery, look at me. Avery, look here. I'm trying to talk to you. Avery, let me see your eyes. Come on, Avery, let me see. Okay, there you go. Avery, what? Avery, come on, let me see. Avery, honey, come on over here. What? Avery? I mean, it was like my thighs were sore. I was like doing squats the whole day. I'm like, all right, this is not working. I'm pooped and he's not. Who's doing the work?
You.
Me. The child has to work harder on their issues than we do or they don't change. So I got to back off. So I decided the next day when I worked with him, whichever direction he looked, I was going to look. He's like, there's a threat over here. I'm going to check for the threat. So I would say, Avery, what? Avery, what? Avery, what? And I kept doing that until he grabs my face. Miss Nancy, pay attention. I'm trying to tell you what happened. What happened is this. And he totally focused and explained all that happened. I was so excited, I hugged him. I know. In front of the whole team, I did it. I couldn't help it. It was so awesome. It was so awesome. Those little moments where the brain focused for that much time. There was honesty, there was accepting responsibility, there was clarity all there, and I was just like, oh! And you can't take it back. When you hug somebody, you can. Anyways, so eye contact, we insist on it with the children, okay? You just see their eyes. You don't see their eyes, you send them back. Because they're not going to look at their parents if they aren't looking at us. And we need to see their eyes. If their pupils are dilated, they're out of their mind, okay? Are they scared? Are they confused? Did we put them in a coma? Are they dissociated? We need to see what's going on, and they need to see our eyes. That I believe in you, I'm here for you. My eyes are kind and soft, okay? I had that guy from Romania. I couldn't get him to understand soft eyes. A lot of parents have a hard time with soft eyes. And we had this little girl, if you looked intimidating in any way, she just melted down into a puddle. She had an IQ of like 60, and she just didn't. And so I didn't work with her. After 3 days, I'm like, he doesn't understand it. She will teach him. And by the end of the day, he says, I understand soft eyes now. Because, you just lost 45 minutes to an hour getting her back together to be able to function because you scared her to death with just a glance. So he got really good at it. By the end of camp, he had some skills. Anyway, and she had some skills. For some reason, I'm thinking of children with low IQ. We had a little girl, they said her IQ was 35. Carried her in. I think she was 12. She couldn't walk. And she just screeched. I called her Mariah Carey. Okay. And they brought her in because of the screeching. Because she kept doing this pterodactyl screech and scaring all the kids in school. And the school said she can't come if she's going to keep doing the screeching. I'm like, well, screeching, we can do screeching. I don't care what her IQ is. So, every time she screeched, she went in the intervention room and didn't get carried around and whatever. And a couple of days, the screeching was a lot less. By the end of the week, we weren't getting any screeching the whole day. Well, I was meeting with the parents at the end to talk about the plan after camp and their strategies. So the team was over having her draw some pictures. And they brought the artwork because we have them do art when they first check in. We have them do a picture of their family, and then we have them do a picture of the family at the end of camp so we can compare and see the huge changes that have happened in the week. And we get a lot of information if they've been sexually abused, if they, it all shows up in there. So they're having her draw a picture of the family. So they brought the pictures over because with the families, I go over the art with each of them so they can see. Mom lost it. I mean, lost it. I'm like, are you okay? I'm here for you. Oh, I couldn't even understand a word she said. She said, they told me she could never draw a picture. Never. She always does just a wavy line. She'll pick up another crayon and do a wave. That's all her whole life, all she ever did. And there was a big circle with two little circles in there, a mouth, and a little circle with two little circles. It was her and her mother. Better than a 2-year-old would have drawn. So we expect a lot. They can do it. IQ 35, she's not going far in life. She could draw a picture. We insist on eye contact. We insist, and it's hard for them. The strong sit, they're like, I can't. My big toe itches. I can't. My elbow's got a scratch. I can't. It's like, oh, that's so, I'm sorry, sweetheart. But just take your time. We're going to be here all day. And then we do crosstalk. So I'll say like, Miss Michelle, I heard about this one child that took so long to sit, he had a long gray beard. And his parents still loved him, even though he was a really old man. I'm not sure if it was a true story. I think his name was Rip Van Winkle. Sometimes we're really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah.
We bet chocolates. I think he's going to be done in 16 hours. What do you bet? I bet you 2 chocolates. 16 hours he's going to get. And the one that he likes the most has to be like, oh, I think he can do it in 15 minutes. 15 minutes? No way. All right, you're on 2 chocolates. And they go out. And then when they leave after they've been in, we call them frequent flyers. They're in there, in and out, in and out. And we say, okay, he's going to be back in 15 minutes. What do you think? How long is it going to take him to be rude to his mom? I'm Christian, we don't bet. But for the children, I'll bet. And we all eat chocolate all day long anyway. It's not keto in the least. All right. So, eyes, they got to look at us. And we got to set the example by looking at each other. So, indiscriminately affectionate with strangers, they hug anybody more than they hug their mom. Lack of ability to give and receive affection, when mom hugs them, they get stiff. Or they yell, ow, like she pinched them or something, Babies, normal healthy babies put their ear on to listen for the heartbeat. The child with attachment disorder puts her chin on. And they dig the chin in, and it doesn't feel good. It hurts. All right. So we help the parents with that. But when they've been in the intervention room and we take them back and we say, hug your mom, and they go, ew. You take them right back into the intervention room. No rudeness to moms on our watch. If they can't do a loving hug because they miss their mom, they are not ready to be with their family. They're with us. We just say, and I do say sorry. The children are not allowed to say sorry, but I say, sorry, Mom, we'll be back. Okay. Extreme control problems. They're sneaky. And because of that sneakiness, do not leave your cell phone or car keys or credit card anywhere where you aren't able to watch it. Really, I highly recommend you lock it in a car or something. Lock it, okay? Lock your cabin. We always warn people, we don't lock stuff out here because it's us, We're not going to steal David's stuff. He's not going to steal our stuff. Everybody knows if you run out of eggs or sugar, just come get it. We're okay. When we have the kids here, I tell everybody to lock up, and they're like, where are the keys? We haven't seen them for a year. All right, destructive to themselves and others. Some of them will come in and sit and pick scabs till they have blood, or they pick their nose till they have blood. What does the mom say when they're picking their scabs?
Stop.
Stop. Does it work?
Nope.
Absolutely not. Why are they doing it?
You get attention.
Absolutely. So do we give them attention?
No.
No, it's their arm. If they want to have a scab collection, everybody should have a hobby. I don't say a word, okay? But they're not getting out of there till they get done. We had one little girl in the Florida camp that liked to get people to feel really sorry for her. Really sorry for her. So she came in because she was having a heart attack. And she had heart attacks regularly, and she did not have a heart condition at all. Okay, I made sure. So I said, oh my goodness, a heart attack. That is very serious. You need to lay down, and we need to elevate your legs and take the stress off of your heart. You need to lay there and have your, don't worry, your parents are going to be out on the lake. There's a big boating activities. Don't worry about them. They'll be fine. You de-stress. Don't worry. They're fine. They're having a lot of fun. Is today the ice cream social? Oh, good. All right. Don't worry. They're going to have treats, and they'll be fine. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling a lot better, Miss Nancy. Oh, no. Heart attacks are very, very serious. You need to be in here all day. You cannot recover from a heart attack in 15 minutes. It's an all. Heart attacks are serious. I don't let her out.
You kept her the whole day?
I certainly did. And you know, she recovered from her heart condition. Man, I'm good. They want to play possum? I'll play possum. I just take it up a notch. We can do this. All right, so they are destructive to themselves with the picking and whatever, and if the blood's running all over and it's really gross, sometimes I'll say, so when you have blood all over yourself, what's a respectful thing to do? Stop picking? Well, no, you can pick if you need to. That's important to you. What else? Ask for a Kleenex. There you go. That's a great idea. And then they want to hand you the bloody Kleenex back. No. Where's the trash can? Then what do you say to get to the trash can? Miss Nancy? Yes. May I please use the trash can? Yes, you may. Right there. Go for it. All right. Destructive to themselves now. Oh, my goodness, they do. Cruelty to animals. They like to kick dogs. They like to pull the wings off of moths. They like to catch little lizards and torture them. They enjoy it. It makes them feel powerful. They think different than we do. We try to put ourselves in their shoes and walk their shoes to understand them. It's not it. It's not it. Okay? So, I mean, at all. They, yeah. But they're cruel to animals, so we don't let them touch the animals. They try to pet my dog, and I'm like, excuse me, did you ask your mother? And they look at me, and they never thought of that concept, like they never were told you should ask somebody before you pet their dog so you don't get your face bit off, you know? Anyway, cruelty to animals is a problem. All right. Chronic crazy lying. They just lie to see if we're stupid enough to believe them. You say, what happened? Okay, that's one of our lines. What happened? I don't know. I wasn't there when I said it. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I forgot. I don't remember. They were there. They know exactly what happened. I don't care if it takes them 12 hours. Now, are we going to give them a clue? Are we going to give them help? Are we going to give them a hint? No. Okay, it's like if you guys wanted to build muscle, okay, and we go to the gym, you're going to build muscle, I'm going to cheer you on. And you're a sweat. Oh, this is hard to kill. You know what? You're my friend. Let me help you. Give me that weight. Ah, that was a good workout. Okay, come on, let's go to lunch. Did you get any stronger? No, I did the work. All of you have brains that work well already. You know what happened because you have a little cheat sheet spelled out. We know what they did because they lie, and we wouldn't know what happened unless we had parents write it down. All right, so we know what happened. And if we start giving them clues, they think that we think they're stupid or that they're conning us. When you help a child who is more than capable of doing the job, it makes them believe they're not capable, and we don't believe in their abilities. Okay, so I don't help my kids. When they come, they can't find something, it's theirs, they know where they put it. If I moved it, then they better ask me, I'll be happy to tell them. But if it's their stuff, gee, I hope you find it. That's frustrating when you lose things, isn't it? But I'm not going to go, oh, did you check here? Have you looked here? No, I'm not going to use my brain. I want them to use their brain. So they're going to do, I can't, it's too hard. I'm going to die. Miss my mother, please help me. And it's like, really? That's not even quite Academy Award performance. I don't say that. But they're going to pull your heartstrings. They absolutely are. We were doing a camp in Mexico, and we teach the children to do different breathing exercises. Very helpful for the vagus nerve. They work absolutely fabulous. They cannot use them when they're out of their mind. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them to take a breath, they are not taking a breath. But if they're a little bit off, some of them will use the techniques. So we at least teach them because they work, but our kids won't use it. All right, so I'm at camp. The little guy sitting behind me, he's about 5, maybe 6. I can just see his back. Somebody else put him in the strong sit. And he's going. So I thought he'd been crying. You know, after you cry real hard, you get like that. And I'm like, and he was sitting beautiful doing that. And then I thought, I better peek around the front. So he was doing one of the breathing techniques called bunny breath. And every time he got upset at the table or any time, he would do the bunny breath. And he didn't have any more meltdowns. It was like, that's the only kid I ever saw embrace that particular technique. But hey, you never know. Every child's unique. So we just put all the tools out there and they can, yeah. Chronic crazy lying. They just want to see if we're stupid. They know what they did. No impulse controls. They'll steal your stuff. Learning lags and disorders. We're going to talk about brains after lunch and you'll see why. But they do have learning lags, even though they're brilliant in how to manipulate. Lack of cause and effect thinking. Now that is a really big deal because traditional parenting techniques rely on that part of the brain functioning. Theirs doesn't.